All right, so good morning, everyone. Good morning, programmers. So welcome to week three session. So today we're going to discuss still no the principles of OOP. So let's have a another let's focus first on the principle one, which is encapsulation. So let's get started with simulating one class. Okay, so let's say we'll have test stack or something like that one, no? Test stack. Okay, so by the way, when we talk about stack, stack algorithm is actually a list algorithm in Java that is under Java.util, now a family of array list, vector, and linked list. So we're going to focus this one or discuss this one more on data structures and algorithm. But uh, for now, I'm going to simulate the idea of stack. So by the way, when we talk about stack, that is a LIFO, last in first out algorithm. No, so last in first out. So what's last in first out? So it means that it's the data that comes in last will be the data that comes out first. Okay, so example, a stack of bowl, a stack of chairs, or if you can think of, let's say, kana kayong butanganan sa shuttlecock, no? So kung naga-badminton mo or naga-tennis, di ba natay cylinder, and then dito na to ginabutang ang shuttlecock. So the first the shuttlecock or the ball na makuha na to first will be katong naa sa top, no? So deletion and insertion happens at the top. So last in first out mechanism, no? So first out, or probably pwede na, let's say sa mga ATM, no? ATM machine. So, di ba, na stack of money diha. So, probably last in, first out po na every bill. Let's say 1,000 bill. So, kung nag-withdraw 1,000 or 5,000, the first, probably, I don't know the idea there, no? But pretty much sure it could either be first in, first out or last in, first out. So, ang first in, first out naman is Q, no? It's another data structures and algorithm. So, if last in, first out ang, let's say mag-withdraw ka og money, so it will take out those bill from above, no? So to in order to maintain the idea of data structuring. So mao na ang sa either LIFO or FIFO, no, or FIFO. So with stack, again, the data that comes last, or those data that are at the top, will be the first to be removed. Okay, so there are two operations of stack, no? So the two operations are, okay, push and pop. Okay, so when we speak of push, this is where the insertion happens, and when we talk about pop, pop means removal. So this will always happen at the top. Okay, so it always happens at the top because again the stack is a last in first out algorithm. All right, so in Java, stack is a family of array list and vector, as I've said earlier. So you have here stack st is equal to new stack. So this is under java.util. Ayan. So don't mind this one yet muna. So for now, let's have here the instantiation of stack. So as you can see, this is under java.util. Yan, no? Java.util. So kapamilya siya nila array list, vector, even nila file reader or scanner. Okay? So but most likely ang kalinya niya or ang ka-bloodline niya sila array list and vector. Okay. So now let's have call some of the operations of stack. Although we can call some of the operations of the stack, if you can notice, natay we would see there, no, add, which is actually coming from a vector. And then we can also have like capacity, no, we can call the add, and we can even call the vector capacity in what they call this one method. So we have capacity. So see, it's there, no, because this is to prove to you that stack and vector are actually in the same family, no, list algorithm. But we're not going to do that, because what we are going to call is the original operation of stack, which is push. Okay, so right here we can have here push object item. So it means we can insert item. So actually makita nato diri sa iyahang what they call this one documents, that you can push an item onto the top of the stack. This has exactly the same effect as add element, although add element is this like the same with push, but again, the push is the primary operation of stack, so where you can insert data. Okay, so let's try one, like inserting data 23, and let's insert some more records. So 13, and let's say 45. So once I display this one in my program, so I'll have here, let's say st, yeah. So this will display the data in this manner. So as you can see, in 23, 13, and 45 are inserted respectively. Therefore, 45 is actually the top. Okay, so we can actually uh, get the topmost element by calling pick. So pick looks at the object at the top of the stack without removing it from the stack. So i-display lang niya kinsa ang top, no? Kinsa ang nasa taas na data. So if we're going to run this one, this would display 45. Of course, although pwede na to gamiton ang vector na ano, which is get, no, so from vector, like pwede na to makuha ang 0, index 0, index 1, index 2, so on and so forth. But again, originally this one, the pick, is the original operation of the stack. Okay, so now the other operation of stack is pop, no, st.pop. And the st.pop is originally from the stack, and it says that it removes the object at the top of the stack and returns the objects as the value of this function. So meaning na siya gina-return na value, ihatag niya og balik. So we can just pop it, or we can just call the pop, and let's have here let's call again the display and the pick. And you can, as you can notice, this will remove the pop, because a bit the 45 rather, because 45 is or was inserted at the recently. So since 45 is at the top, this will be removed, and because we called pop. Okay, so yan. So from at line 11, which is we display the stack after inserting or pushing 23, 13, 45. So 23, 13, 45, and then we have here 45, and then 23, 13. So it means that 45 is now removed. Okay. So, but again, this one right here, if we don't call pick, it means it will just display the data or the records or the data inside or the elements inside of the stack. So as you can notice, 45 is now removed from the top. So the remaining elements are now 23 and 13. Okay, but if you guys want to if you guys want to display the removed elements, you can just put it in a this in here, no, st.pub. So just run it, and then you will have here 45, no, so you can have something like 45 is removed, something like that. That one, okay, is removed from the stack. Okay, And every time you do a pop, no? So pwede nimo siya ipasa like you can call anytime pop, and then once we display the elements, the remaining will be, or the remaining elements will be let's say st will be 23, no? So yan, as you keep on entering, or let's say mag-enter na pud ka og data, let's say 50, and then you will have st that push another one, let's say 78, and then if you want to display this one, let's say that pop, and then, or let's say pop is removed, and then let's display it here st, ayan. So once we run this one, we have yan. So according to our program, we inserted 50 and 78, but at line 20 we remove the 78 through pop, and then the elements remaining are now 23 and 50. So there are other functions or operations in stack. So most likely we have here is empty. So test if the vector has no components. So this is actually coming from a vector. So most likely ang mga stack diri katong push pop lang siya na operations. So we have yan push, pick, pop. So mo nang mga stack makita man nato sa kilid, no? So sa pick, pop, push, and search. So we can also do search sa stack. And what else in the stack? So actually katulang upat ang naa sa operation sa stack. Most of it are coming from vector already. But although it's coming from vector, we can still use, and I mean we can we can make use of it, meaning magamit gihapon nato na sila sa atoang push and pop. So now, before I'll proceed, any question muna? Do you guys have any questions?
None so far.
None.
Are you sure? So sayon
Sir,
lang
kung tayo sir,
Wala, sir.
duha sunod-sunod na
Maagat
pop
sa
sir
sir.
gamiton sir.
kung
Duha ka sunod-sunod gamit sa pop sir.
duha ka sunod-sunod na pop, okay lang. So
Muga ay
st
okay sir.
dot pop. Oo, mugana lang. Okay na na. Very good, no? You ask questions. Ganahan ko ng mga mag-ask of questions. So if you keep on removing elements, ayan, wala na siya problem. But let's say duha naman ang to'y nabilin, di ba? Tama? No?
Yes sir, duha na lang sir.
Okay, so i-try na tong mag-remove tag ano. So nagpop ta og katulo, although duha lay nabilin. So na siya exception, which is the stack is now empty. No? So actually empty stack exception. Ayan. At line, i-check na to ni line 24. Siya. Dara. So meaning there's something wrong with this one. So pwede na to siya pwede ta magbutang og condition na if let's say if st dot is empty, and then we display here, no, na stack is empty. So pwede naton ibutang like sa loop or what, or anything like an ana. So yeah, although error pa na niya, but it's if ibutang nato ni siya somewhere here, yan. So this will display that di niya makita dire, no? So butang sa nato mag-error what's else, let's say stack, dapat ibutang mo nato sa menu or something like sa loop para makita niya na the stack is now empty or something, ma-display ni siya dapat. Anyway, that is what we are going to do later on. Okay, so yeah, before we'll proceed, any clarifications or questions first? Guys, naay questions?
Sir, napayoban paraan sir na parang katong st.push sir ba kay isa na lang ka line sir, dili nang mag-isa-isa pa ka sir.
What do you mean? Kanang
Kung tayo sir sa sd.push kay mo diretso na 23, 21, 22, dili na mag sd.push 23,
dili.
sd.push 13 sir.
No, dili. Because it's every time you keep on entering data, kailangan magtawag yung kag push. Pwede nimo siya buhaton, but you call the add elements, this one, as one object. It's a list, pero you will need to store this in a list or in an array na ano. So as add element. So itatag ano dre. Kailangan siya collection kaning add all. Oo. So yeah, pwede siya na way, no? But ang pinaka ano nimo na ano is kaning push. Pwede na nimo siya pangitaag pamaagi. Oo. So good question, no? Pwede na to na pangitaag, pwede na siya pangitaag paagi through collections. Okay? Sige. So now, why I'm telling you this one na nag-discuss ta about stack, no, as an algorithm, as a built-in algorithm of Java, which is stack, last in first out. So, di ba I've told you about of kanang when you want to, if you want to really pursue your career, this career in programming, will have to be also, we're not only like parang users lang of the objects, will have to be the creator also. So, and that's the idea actually of the encapsulation. Di ba, wala man siguro yung mga let's say sa real, no, sa mga mekaniko. If I'm going to ask you, how come naging mekaniko na ang mga mekaniko sa sakyanan, or let's say let's take as an example, mechanic of car. So giunsa na nila pagkabalo na mag-fix og car. If I were to ask you, do you think na enough lang sa ilaha ang makabalo sila mo gamit sa car? And would that follow na kabalo na dayon sila mo ayo og car or sakyanan? What do you think? Sa kaya? Do you think na ang mga mekaniko sa sakyanan? Yes, Rafael.
Sir, marinig niyo ako?
Opo, sure.
Kapag ganun lang sir, alam lang niya yung shortcut, hindi niya alam yung origin o yung mismong pinaka-fundamental o basic, hindi siya makakaano ng mechanics o yung mga makina.
Yes. Okay. Technically speaking, a mechanic has to know the fundamentals of the car, what's inside of the car, the parts, and everything inside of the car. Now, probably dili niya mahibal-an tanan what's inside of the car, but most likely most of it, no? So inanang idea. So in order for you to become a mechanic, you'll have to know those, and of course, you know how to use the car. So that is in relation to us, no, as a programmer. In order for you to become an effective or to become a good programmer, you'll have to know how uh, to encapsulate. And by doing that, we're trying to simulate a real object or a real class in Java, which is an example, we have here the stack. Yes, Rafael. You're raising your hand. Adonis, wala na? Okay. Okay, that's good. So now, we are going to simulate this stack. So emulate, simulate. So it means we're going to create our own class or encapsulated class for this stack. Okay? So whenever we remove this one, the import. So take this stack ha, kani siya na kanina class, kanina stack as an encapsulated class. I mean, yes, it's true. No, every time we import a class in Java, it's already an encapsulated class, no? Naka-encapsulate na siya. So one example of which is stack, no? So vector, option pane, array list, vector are all encapsulated class. So we model now the basic, no? What they call this one? Basic operation of stack. I mean, ang i-simulate nato karon is the stack algorithm. Okay, so now if I'm going to remove this one, notice that everything will be now an error. I mean, starting with the stack, of course, this one, no? So most likely, if you're going to remove that declaration or instantiation of the stack, it will then, of course, no, display an error. So yeah, that's it. No, so again, you have observed that there is an error once we remove the import statement. So now let's create our own. So this time we create our own. Okay? So again, we create our own, we simulate. Okay? And then kasi kailangan nato maging creator and at the same time user of our own encapsulated class or our own algorithm para matest nato iyahang, of course, iyahang functionality. So once I create a what they call this one, an encapsulated stack or class na stack, this will now remove the error from here. However, siyempre naapay mga error sa push, pop, and even here, no, sa is empty, is pop. So we're going to simulate all these operations inside of this stack that earlier we used this operations coming from the java.util stack, but this time it's on us, no, sa tua kitang mughimo. Okay, so now like for an instance, I want to create a public let's say void push. So notice na kani si push mawala ng error later on. So let's say we have int data and then so yan. Okay? So nawala na. And then we can have also pop, of course, no, para mawala na sila tanan. Okay? But for now, let's actually remove everything from here, no? So ato na siyang tanggalon. So I'm showing you na we are now simulating the push and pop or the stack itself without using the existing one. So i-simulate meaning ato ara siyang i-reverse engineer,
User
no?
define.
Oo. So, i-reverse engineer user-defined class. So, that's the idea of OOP, no? We create our own encapsulated class. We create our own ADT. Okay. So, let's start from the data fields. No, data fields or data members of our stack. Okay? Why stack? Kasi ang last time, katong sa encapsulation nato sa water tank, we don't use any array inside of our class. But this time, sa stack kasi, it requires an array. So that's why I use a stack algorithm. So with this, we're going to, para lahi po siya na way, no? So we're going to actually create and data fields. Let's say let's put this way na mag-store na lang muna tag data from to our stack. Okay? So number data. So this is one of the data members of our stack. So the storage, which is num. Okay? And next, there is this what we call capacity and top. No? Okay. So the top is used to we use this top data member to know if the stack is full or not, no? along with the capacity. And of course, we know the capacity, if what's the capacity of our stack now, up to how many data our stack can store.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so very good, no? All right, thank you for that. Now we have here the push. So let's create a default constructor, which is stack, no? So this time we're going to instantiate or initialize rather num to be an array formally with storage capacity of 5. Ayan. Or shall we say capacity is equal to 5, and we can now then replace here with capacity. Okay? So, right? Ayan. And then let's say tab. Okay. By the way, in stack, okay, for you to determine if the stack is empty, you'll have to specify the top as -1. Okay? But pwede rin top 0. Pero pag 0 kasi it means it's not empty. So either or asa ang i-follow na to. Usually top is equal to -1. Again ha, usually or ang original should is top is equal to -1. It means that the stack is empty. Okay? Pero this time, para dili kaayo lisod ang implementation, will have top to 0. This means this is an empty stack. No? Empty ato ang stack. Ana. Okay? But then again, para dili malibog, ang original na ano jud is top to -1. Okay, so this is default constructor, no? Okay? So what's use of default constructor? It means that whenever insert ta og data to our stack, up to 5 lang na siya. Yan. So meaning 5 ang capacity na to. In fact, pwede ta magdungag diri og let's say public int get capacity. So para makuha na to si capacity. So return capacity. Capacity. All right. So now from here, let's call in st.capacity or get capacity. Ayan. So which is stack java.util kanina capacity, but ato butang na to get, no? Getter, get capacity. So when we call this one, it displays the capacity of the stack, which is 5. All right. So now we can have here a definition of, di ba, last time nag-discuss ko sa inyo about comments. So they have line comments, black comments, and then multi-line comments. And there is this what we call Javadoc comments. So Javadoc comments has 2 asterisks after forward slash. When you remove this one, this is still a comment, but this is multi-line comment. But with 2 asterisks or 2 stars in after the forward slash, then therefore this is what we call this one, a Javadoc comment. No, this is a Javadoc comment. So what's the use of Javadoc comment? So I'll show you unsay gamit sa Javadoc comment. So let's say for an instance, I'm going to explain this as whenever I use the stack, no, butangan ako siya definition that this is a constructor, or this is a default constructor that creates stack with capacity of 5. Ayan. So with capacity of 5. So na explanation na this is a default constructor that creates stack with capacity of 5. So yan, there is an explanation of something like nana. So whenever I call this here in my let's say stack, no, in the test stack, so stack st is equal to new stack. So as you can see, there is you can see here this na siya nakabutang na definition that this is a default constructor that creates stack with capacity of 5. The same definition that we give to our stack in the encapsulated class. So that's the use of default constructor. So if i-remove na to ng isa ka asterisk, this will not give you anything or anymore, no, mga ano. So kani siya, this is java.util. So this is from stack. So duha na ang stack nato diri karon, ang isa gikan sa java.util, ang isa kaning gi-encapsulate nato. Okay? So that's the work of what you call this one?
Javadoc.
Javadoc comment. Okay? So we can then we can even create author. No? So let's say may tag author, Marcel Baste, or you can have author your name. So whenever I call this one here, so every time na ako changes, nagibutang dito, and so you can see this is a default constructor that creates stack with capacity of 5, and there is here an author name Marcel Baste. So again, this will personalize your encapsulated class. Whenever someone is going to use this stack or this encapsulated class of yours, your name will not be taken away from there. I mean, your name will always be displayed because every time they are going to use that, it's included in the definition. So that's the use of Javadoc comment. So mo na gamit sa Javadoc comment. Please do remember that one. So now, when I'm going to create another object of another constructor of a stack, okay? So pasabot ato that the capacity. So pwede na ko dungagan din, no? Like at let's say definition API note. Ayan, butangan ako dire that I have here, pwede na ko siya ano, that capacity. Ayan. So this is an HTML tag, right? Okay, capacity, let's say is 5. Ayan. And then, tanan na to, Dre. Then I'll add some more. Let's say, top is equal to, let's say, 0. So if I just if you want to put some more of the like definition, no, sa imong stack. So again, balik ka dre, you'll have there, yan. Capacity, -5, top, -5. Hello. All right, so let's go back here. Ano naman to? Okay, so from here, let's have here, I can actually copy paste this one and create another stack constructor. Okay, so I'm going to, let's say, remove this one here. Hindi na ako mag-remove. Sige. So this is now, let's say, parameterize constructor. So let's say in capacity. So with here, this is a parameterized constructor that creates stack with capacity of, so it's no longer 5. No, create atong butang dito, create stack with capacity of capacity where user can set. So meaning the user has now ability to create a stack with their own capacity. So siya na pwede. Sorry for that. Sige. So siya kanina constructor, siya ang na siya ability na mag-set og sarili niyang capacity. So this time dili na siya like 5, no? So pwede na Ang capacity, pwede na siya na siya na ang user na magbuot. So from here, pwede ko magbutang diri na the capacity, or let's say at parameter, yan, capacity. Ayan. So which is, I can put here the set the capacity for the stock. Ayan. Then I can just take this out. All right. So with this, ako na siyang pulihan diri into capacity. So I'll just have to change this to this, no? Capacity. All right. And then this dot capacity. So butangan ako this para di siya ma-confuse kung unsa na capacity akong gigamit, either this one or this one. So now, when I'm going to create a stack, no? If I'm going to create a stack, I will have here two constructors now. The first one is the default constructor, which set the capacity to 5, while the other one is a stack that sets the capacity where the user can actually define. So in here, there is a like parameter set the capacity for the stack, and author with like Marcel Bastet. So you can personalize your stack. I mean your encapsulated class. Okay. So whenever mag-design ko or magbutang ko rig 10 or let's say 100, of course, this the capacity is now the capacity of my stack will now be 100 instead of 5. So whenever I remove this, it means the default constructor is called, and this will display uh, yan 5. So again, I can define, or I can if no ako ang user, mag-set ko mabutang ko stack diri na 100 or capacity sa ako ang stack na 100. So pwede ra ko maka-define or makagamit or makagamit butang diri og 100. Okay? So now, let's create a push. So yan, kaninang push atong buhaton. So with the push, we can have this like num top equals to data. So that means ibutang nato si data as the first value of our stack. So mao na nino num top, and then top plus plus. Yan. So from here, naanatay first data kung magtawag tag push. Yan. And then para ma-display na to, mag-create ta og display. So public, let's say string display. Okay, so we'll have here loops. Let's say we'll have top, and then I plus plus. Okay, so since this is a value returning method, we're going to assign this first to a holder. Okay, so hold plus equals to num I, and then something like this one, and we're going to return the value of the stack. Ayan. So mali ang keyboard. Ayan. Then if we wanna display the elements of the stack, let's just call in display. So ayan. So when I run this program, this will display the elements of my stack. So 23, 13, and 45. So if you can notice natay 0 na na-appeal, no? This is because nagbutang ta diri og equals. Ayan, so tanggalon nato na. And then run na to. So 23, 13, 45. So katong mga 0, i-assign to sa Java man god, nag-assign na siya og 0 to all of your indices sa imong array, di ba? Kung let's say 5 lang ta. So kung 5 and then gusto nimo ni siya tawagon tanan 5, napa na siya 2 ka 0. pero dili nato siya i-apil o display. It's because it's an empty stack. I mean, the stack is that stack, memory of stack or storage of stack are still empty. Ang
Yes, sir.
storage pa man nato kay tulo pa man, no?
Yung top ang gamitin, no, sir?
Yes. Okay. So, yan, tap. Okay? So, that's it, no? So, again, no, with this, pwede mo mag-void sa inyong display instead of, if you don't want na value returning, pwede naman. And then, instead, inyong buhaton will be, you display the records here. No? Or pwede diretso na from here, no? Like, okay, I'm going to remove this one. And then, I'll have here sys out. Oh my goodness. Sys out. Ayan. And then num. This is I. And then, so similar siya, but this will display only data. So this time, butang na nato diri elements. So this is void. Therefore, this does not require you to, when you call this one, this does not require you to be put, no, in place of your system.out.println line. So, pero I would recommend you this one rather than this one. But again, it's up to you. Depende man sa inyong gusto buhaton, no?
Yes,
So
sir.
again, so pwede po mo magbutang diri og mga ano ka sa inyong sarili ninyong.
Mas maganda may practice tayong magko-comment.
Yes, okay. Pwede mo magbutang mga Javadoc comment diri. Ayan. Then data in int. Ayan, something like data in int, then explain. So this inserts data at the top of the stack, something like that. So pwede niyo at the top of the stack. Yan, pwede niyo butangan og inaana, no? So whenever I call in push here, na explanation. So this insert data at the top of the stack, data in int, and then author, something like that. So mas okay siya. Yan. So with the, if you don't want to use the st.display, you can have here st.elements. So this display the
elements.
the elements.
Print
However,
elements.
opo,
Pwede din natin, sir, sys out yung sa elements method. Pwede natin lagyan ng display na lang doon.
So, yes. But if ever na you call in the elements here, pwede ba? No. It's not allowed kasi, bakit nga? Kasi nga
Void
void.
po.
Okay, kasi nga void si elements, no? So, ayan, that's the problem with void. Dili nimo siya pwede mabutang in an output statement like sa option pane or sa show message dialog. So kung giunsa nimo siya pag-define dire, kung system.out ra siya, system.out na siya ma-display. Kung option pane siya nimo siya gibutang dire, option pane lang siya. It cannot be used for any purpose, no? So that's the problem with void na function. Okay? But I'm not saying na dili mo mag-void, no? But I mean rather that's some of the limitations of void functions. But then
Yes, sir.
again, either or, no? Pwede mo maggamit anang display or elements. Or actually pwede man i-display to or pero ako lang giano into void elements para mas ano po, lahi lang sila, display and elements. But again, no, it depends on you kung saan ninyo na pag ano. So again, you have I will leave the autonomy for you to be creative in your
Yes, sir.
in your encapsulated class. Okay?
Sa print elements, sir, pwede natin ma-simplified pa, sir.
Unsa man?
Pwede natin tanggalin yung for loop, tapos sys out that print lang at saka display. Ilagay dyan, imbis na tanggalin lang po natin yung for loop, tapos sys out, print lang po natin yung display. Para
Pwede.
gamitin natin yung meron ng gawa.
Of course,
Meron
no?
ng
You can always do that, no? You can take advantage of whatever is already in your program. So, example, so like diri, no? Sa tong push capacity diri sa ato ang kani, no? Or diri sa kaning diri since nagbalik-balik na ni, pwede ninyo na siya tawagon na lang ni, no? Like new stack, then you pass the capacity. Okay?
Yes, sir.
But with this one, pwede rin na you remove this one and then okay, thank you for that, no? Which is ay sorry. Ano man eh? Saan siyang ibutang? So instead of creating another loops for this, for the elements, we just call the value from there, no, sa display. So ayan, display, and then yeah, something like that. So this means that we already took advantage of what is existing. And it means to say na mas naka-save ka og codes, tama? Naka-save ka og codes and
Yes,
most
sir.
likely wala na loops na nahitabo inside of this. But it happens here. Okay? So this still works, no? Yan. So ayan. All right? So that's it, no? Thank you for that. Okay? So it means na pwede nimo ma-recycle imuhang mga methods as long as it's almost the same or something like na medyo pwede, no? Ayan, yung pwede ninyo na buhaton. So you can take advantage of your existing methods. Okay? I'm not gonna be erasing this one para nalang po mo basis, no? Okay, so let's now proceed with pop, no? Sa atong apilan ang pop. So sa pop, ang idea sa stack sa pop kay kailangan nimo siya kailangan mag-return og value, and at the same time dapat ma-remove tong imuhang return. So in order for you to do that, ipasa sa nato siya sa, let's say, int val is equal to num, and then top, and that's good. And then after which we are going to have here top minus minus, so kay tanggalon na to, dili nimo matanggal ang value sa array, right? Kabalo mo ana, di nyo basta-basta ma-remove ang value sa array. Ang idea nato ana is katong mag backward ta, no? So para dili na accessible ang value ni top, no, katong index na imong i-delete. Kay sa top man dali lang kayo, top minus minus lang ka. So meaning to say,
Okay po, sir.
pag 23, 13, 45 na ang imong ano ani is, let's say, ang top nimo ani is 0, 1, 2, ang 3, no? So himo nimo siya, pag pop nimo mag-minus ka para ang imuhang top will be 2 na lang. So meaning duha lang daw ang ma-display instead of maapil ang 45, because again, ideally sa array dili ta maka-remove, or there's no such thing as dot remove, right? Compared to array list or vector, walay dot remove. Okay, walay mga inana. Okay, so then we can return the val. All right, so ato na siyang ibutang dire. Let's try kung ma-remove ba. So pop, and then let's say st dot elements. Okay, let's check if na-remove na. So 23, 13. Yan, nawala na si 45. Okay? So it means na-remove na successfully ang ato ang stack. Okay. So again, pwede nimo na ibutang ang st.pop sa sysout, no? So st.pop remove is remove from the stack. Ayan. So duha na ang na-remove. So 23 na lang ang nabilin. So siyempre ang problem nato three way is whenever magsiitag remove st.pop or st. or something like that. Sorry. This will then tama na, kalima na to, no? Tama din. So display sa nato elements. If naa pa ba. So ayan, and then st.pop mag-remove pa jud ta more. So sorry. Ayan, and then display. So wala na siya ma-remove actually kay use up na, hurot na ang ato ang empty na ato ang stack na to. So, okay? And then, another example is kung mag-push ta, sige tag-push ha, push. So, push, let's say, 34. So, dili, then another, okay pa ni, kasi 5 man ato ang capacity sa stack, no? So, 1, ay, diri na, nag-push pa man data diri somewhere, no? So, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nag-index out of bounds na siya kasi we only have the length of 5, 4, or the capacity of 5, no? So, pero dapat ika-6 na insertion na. Anyway, that is what we are going to solve. So, in order for us to solve or address that one, we'll need to have if condition inside of our push. Okay? So, by the way, pwede ta magdungag og another what you call this one?
Overloaded.
No, just another operation. No? So to test if it's empty or not. So how are we gonna know kung empty ato ang stack? If
If less than 0 or
okay,
equal 0.
yeah, pwede less than or equal to 0. So top is less than or equal to 0. Yeah, pwede rin na equal to 0. Okay, so public boolean is full. So, balo naman mo ani, di ba? Okay. How do we know if the
Capacity
capacity is
equal to
equal to
top.
top? Okay. It means kung maabot na siya 5, you know? 0, ang capacity na to is 5. 0, 1. No.
Minus
0,
capacity
1, 2,
minus
3,
1.
4. Oh, dapat capacity minus 1. Okay. Pero nag-0 man dayta no? So top is equal to 5. We will know later on. So capacity minus 1 is equal to top. That means ato ang top is when it is 4, it becomes full. Okay? So we can
Yes, sir.
test that one later on. So now, pwede tayo magbutang dito sa push na if is empty or is full rather, if is full, butang nimo sys out pero ibutang nimo as an error, stack is empty. Yan. Else padayon taog yan ipa-push na to siya. Okay? So the same thing with pop po na siya no. Later on usbon po nato na. But for now, let's go back to test stack and then magbutang na taog menu, no? So butang nato siya menu is equal to, let's say, we have add push and pop, no? So push and then we'll have pop and then we'll have end. Ayan. Okay. So push pop and end. Then let's have here choice. Katong menu. Ayan. And then what else do we have here? So kailangan tawag butag data na lang data. Then himutag do while here. Okay, and then let's have here the choice that equals end. Ayan. And then so let's create a switch statement here. Let's have choice here. Oops, mali ang keyboard. So case, let's copy paste this one. To push, break, case, pop, and then break. Okay. I guess that's it. Okay, so we're now going to ask the user to choose option, no? Show input dialog ta with katong ato sa butang dire. So let's have here 1, and then this is for image or icon, null lang sa, and then for menu kung unsa tong i-display sa J option pane, and then menu unsa na data, or if push or pop ba ang ma-display. So if gusto ka na push, 0, if gusto ka na pop, 1 ang default na ma-display. Okay, so now we can start inserting data. So data is equal to let's say integer dot parse int J option pane dot show input dialog. Okay, so enter data. Enter data. And then we call in here the st.push. Okay, yeah, that's it. And we can have here show message for J option pane. Show message here st.pop. So whenever the user choose pop, so butang na to that pop, no, is remove, kasuko ba ni, is remove from the stack. So nanatay 2 operations. So karon i-display maghimo sa tag something like a display para kabalo ta unsay nahitabo sa tuang stack, no. So utang nato diri let's say hold plus equal hold equals, or pwede na dito na lang sa picas, no, or sa mismong sa stack dire na lang ta maghimo. So public string stack info na nato butang stack info. Ayan. So return here first is if it's empty, no, kung empty siya ato ibutang dire st.is empty, or is empty na, wala na st, is empty. Ayan. Then what else, tagalon na nato ning is. If it's full, mahibal-an po niya if it's full. So we have here is full. Ayan. And then let's have another one here. Sa pa man to? Capacity, no? So capacity get capacity, I guess. Oo. And then if we want na magbutang ta og kuan dire another method for available or remaining, available na lang. Available. So return, saan na to pagkabalo sa availability?
Capacity minus top.
Okay, capacity minus top. Very good. Okay, so that is 5 minus, okay. If the top is 4, so meaning, sige, try na to, pero naay murag something
Mas
ano rin.
maganda siguro sir, by default yung top -1 basta empty.
Oo. Mas negative 1 dapat, no, kay mag-conflict dire. Anyway, good thing, no, you can anticipate already. So sige lang para makita later sa inyong imong mga classmates. So atong butang dire, if this is available, and then sani available. And then lastly, i-display nato si dito na sa baba nato ta mag-plus. si display elements. Tama day backslash n na to ni. Elements. Then unsa itong tawagon si display. Ayan. So, I guess that's it. Nanatay stock info. So, dire, ato na lang ibutang is hold is equal to stock st.stockinfo. Uy. st.stockinfo plus select or choose. And then that is what we are going to replace right here. JText area. Put the hold here and then let's have here the menu. Okay, so we're done and let's run our program now. So we have here true, ang empty na to, full, false, capacity 5 available, still 5. We don't have any elements yet. So let's say let's push 12. So nanatay 12 na nabutang. Okay. And then I guess available na to 4. Okay pa man siya. 50, ayan. And then 67 and then 45 and then let's say 100. Ayan. So wala na 0, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So wala na store si 100, no? Kay puno na ni ba? Nagpuno na. Yan o, puno na. What could be the reason? Anong stock is empty man eh? Okay. The reason could be, asa naman to? 0, dapat negative 1 na lang. So anyway, wait. Anong stock is empty? Stock is full dapat ni. Stock is full. Top plus plus data blah blah blah. Ang top na to is mapuno siya. Mauna siya kapuno, no? Bisan upat pa lang. Asa na to dapit? Atong asa atong is full. Dara.
Ayun, sir.
Pwede na tayo niwala. Pwede na niwala. Try na to. Okay, balik ta. Push 1, push 2, push 3, push 4, push 5, push lan 6. So delete na tama, okay? So delete na ta ka push og any more data. Pero that's the problem there, no? Maka-enter pa tag data dapat mayroon siya. Since ato ang ano man god is in ani, no? Though sorry. Pwede ta maghimo og another push dire. Another na lang push 2. Tapos pwede niyo ni i option pane, no? Or sorry, or pwede na let's ani na lang, no? Pwede man inani as plain as like this imuhang push. I mean, pwede man dili siya in ani, no? In ani lang siya. I mean, there are two types of programmers here, no? Kani siya medyo generous kay siya na ana should murag if you are going to use this push wala na ang mugamit or ang user wala na siya laing buhaton kundi magtawag na lag push. But with this one ikaw pa mismo ang with this type of programmer kung kinsa may use sa iyang gi-program kay pwede na dito siya pa'y mag-ano sa logic niya. So probably kung tawagon ako tong push 2, no, push 2 dapat ako ang idea ani is diri ko magbutag if condition. So if st.is full, do you get unsa akong
Yes,
gusto
sir.
pasabot? Oo. So murag ang iyang style ani is diri you will not give all, no? You will not give everything to that user kasi at least no taga na to sila og parang logic para sa ila. Murag og sa array list og sa vector, di ba? When you when you want to know kung naabay elements na kapareha, or when you want to know if ang kung mag-search ka, di ba, ikaw pa'y mag-if condition, if contains that, or if that contains. So there's no such method dito sa array list or vector na automatic siya na ang mag-search, yan na po ang himo ana para sa imuha. So ikaw yung mag-ano sa if condition. So pwede ninyo na buhaton, no? So with this one, ato siyang i-ano as error message, no? This one right here. J option pane. Unsa ang error? Error message that is 0. So, yeah, pwede na siya error message, or para dili taas, pwede nimo siya i-0 na lang. Okay? And then error, tapos stack is full. Okay? Otherwise, kung dili pa puno, we can still ask users kung okay, this is intended only for push 2 ha. Push 2. Kasi si push 2 kay as plain, as simple as this one. Wala siya any other if condition. If magamit kag push, might as well change this one to G option pane, and basta makuha ni ano ninyo ang explain ako later further ang difference na nila. So 3 5 6 7 8, and then when you still keep on pushing, mayon na siya stack is full. Ayan. So
Yes,
yan, very good, no? You can still do that. I mean, you can always do that to your push. So ang difference lang jud ani kay kanina programmer, no, kung sa Bisaya pa generous kayo, no, murag ihatag na niya tanan. Pagtawagon nimo na, wala na kailangang buhaton, call na lang. But this one still has the user, or the user of your program or your stack has things to do
flexible.
pa. Oo. Oo, flexible. Actually, mas nice ni siya na mao niya ang inyong i-follow rather than this one. Pero depende sa inyong software. Namang goy software na like bespoke or generic. Pag generic, kani jud ang gamiton. Pag bespoke, kanang bespoke meaning specific siya sa isa ka company or specific lang sa imuha, dili ka gusto na gamiton na siya for all, kani siya. No? So, pero I would rather use this one rather than this one. Kasi at least magamit or matawag pa nako ang uban mga methods nako from here, no? Like most likely matawag nako si is full, is empty, and any other functionalities or any other methods ako ang stack. Yeah, so that's it, I guess. So for the remaining activity or for the remaining time, I would like you to i-post na ko ni as your lab quiz. Number kani inyong buhaton. So di ba sa LM stack man to, no? Okay na ang push. So this time sa pop, okay, don't don't allow don't display na lang. Display stack is empty when the stack is when the stack is empty. Okay? Is already empty. Okay? Next, so this is for pop. This is number 1. Number 2, display the last the top value. Okay? I want you to display the top value. So, meaning idungag ninyo dire. Let's name it sige, butang ako dire public int pic. Okay, i-follow na lang nato to si pic. Okay? And then idungag nato dire sa asa man to ato ang display and then pic. Ibutang na lang nato dire. Pic. Okay, so peekaboo. Pic. Guess that's it. And then lastly, okay, don't allow uh, duplicated values. So don't allow duplicated values in your elements. Okay? So, mo yung buhaton, dungagan ninyo ni return, ako na lang ibutang return 0. Alright? So, return 0 and this, kamo na magbuhat ani for pick. And then, this is until 12. Okay? Sige. So, if you guys want to get a copy of this one, so might as well i-review nyo ang video. I-send na ko later on. And then, or picturein na lang ninyo karon. Ayan. So, I'm not gonna be giving you this code. Okay? So, is there any questions? Any questions?
None so far, sir.
Thank you, Adonis. No, Adonis is really participative. I wish everyone is like Adonis. Oo. Pangalan pa lang, Adonis na, no? Adonis is a folklore ba na sa dili day no? Kuan na siya. Unsa na sa Adonis sa myth sa Philippine literature? Katong nasa saging, nigawas sa saging mao ba na? Dili dito mao. Basta Adonis is you can define Adonis or describe Adonis as someone who has a perfect body shape. Wala pa ko kita ni Adonis.
Wow.
Oo. Mao na sa
Ang alam ko lang, sir, Rafael. Rafael Grupo ng Ninja Turtle.
Mao ba? Ano na sa in Filipino na mythology or I don't know, mythology or sa literature basta murag na atoy si Adonis at maganda mao ba to or lakas man ito no pero basta na si lakas pero natoy Adonis pod so you can describe as Adonis as has a perfect body shape anyway I wish everyone's it's like Adonis no na participative sige pero we cannot naman force everyone to participate sige so can we have attendance now I will not take much of your time para maka-try mo sa inyong balay sige attendance please na si Myla dear are you there una lang Mama Myla
Yes, sir. Yes,
okay
sir. Sorry, sir.
palihog kong picture ay Myla Masing gusto mo pakita sa inyong mga naong diha, dear. Mga naong dirang gwapo-gwapa. Okay, so further announcements about our examination will be posted. No, let's just wait for the administration. No, kasi wala pa ko But if you guys have already schedule, pwede nyo i-post within sa atong class. Okay? So I guess what my questions na, we call it a day and thank you guys for joining in and have a great day. See you guys. Most probably magkita yun on Wednesday because it's our laboratory time or laboratory activity. So yeah, thank you and have a great day ahead. Bye-bye.
Bye, sir.
Bye din, sir.
Bye-bye.
Bye,
Sige,
sir.
ingat.
Bye, sir.
Kato ha.
Ingat din.
Kato ang
Sir,
activity
Thank
ha.
you, sir.
I-post mo na sa may modo, sir. No?
I-post din ako turon para sa activity ninyo this time. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. So pwede man mo mag-online para sa online compiler sa Java dito nyo buhaton sa internet. Katong mga walay computer. All right. So bye-bye guys.
Bye din po, sir. Ingat po kayo. Bye,
Welcome.
guys.
Same to you.
Sige
Bye.
po.